Welcome back, HellDivers. It's good to see you again. Today, we're diving deep into two of the most popular and common submachine guns in HellDivers 2 to use as of now, the STA-11 SMG and the Defender SMG. While covering the Knight SMG will be a better comparison, I do not have this weapon as it's locked behind the premium version of the base game, so instead I went with a weapon that everyone can unlock instead. Both pack a punch, but generally which one is better for your missions? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out today. So grab your gear and let's break it down. The STA-11 is a high fire rate SMG that's given to all players for free in part of the Killzone 2's second phase collab. It has the following stats: damage 65, fire rate 1050, capacity 48, recoil 13, armor penetration light. This is your classic high fire rate weapon designed for close quarter combat. If you're the type of player who likes to get up close and personal, mow down enemies with rapid fire, then the STA-11 is your go-to. Its fire rate is quite impressive, making it perfect for tearing through clusters of enemies quickly. Plus, its ammo capacity is pretty generous, so you're not going to run out of rounds in the middle of a firefight. It does not come with any alternative fire modes for the user to pick and choose, which is good for a single purpose use. It's also able to be used one-handed, which is a common trait for all SMGs. Like most weapons, it's best used on close to medium engagements, to which the shots become more accurate, while also applying crouch or prone movement. With how fast and rapid our shots are, we can take out a number of light armor units quite fairly well, all before needing to reload our weapon. The recoil can be a little tricky at first if you fire full auto at medium ranges, but once you get used to the rapid fire rate, it's easy to manage. The STA-11's damage per shot is on the lower side compared to some of the heavier weapons, but it compensates this with sheer volume of fire. Basically, when used against termites and illuminates, it can turn them into mulch fairly easily. The Defender SMG is the first SMG everyone can get through the first warbond introduced. It only costs 15 medals, and has the following stats: damage 75, capacity 45, recoil 10, fire rate 520, armor penetration light. This weapon is a little bit more deliberate than the STA-11. While it does not have the same blistering fire rate, the Defender shines with greater accuracy and better damage per shot. It's the ideal weapon for those who like precision but still want a bit of rapid mobility of an SMG. The Defender SMG also has a slightly better recoil control, so it's easier to land those consistent hits, especially at mid-ranges. And when you need to focus fire on higher tier enemies or armoured units, then the gun definitely holds its ground, to a degree. So looking at the two, what are the pros and cons to them? Well, it really depends on your playstyle and the type of missions you're going on, plus enemies you face, so let's break it down. The STA-11 SMG is best for close range combat, has a higher fire rate for mowing down large groups of enemies, a higher recoil but manageable with practice, great for fast paced aggressive playstyles, but also has a lower damage per shot but makes it up in volume. The Defender has better accuracy for mid-range precision shots, slightly higher damage per shot, so it's a bit more effective with less rounds needed to be fired, a slightly slower fire rate, but still fast enough for most situations, easier to control recoil, especially for precision players, and better for tactical play, but can adapt to mowing through groups of enemies easily if need be. If you're dealing with swarms of enemies or playing in tighter spaces, the STA-11 is likely your best bet with its high fire rate and large magazine size, but if you prefer more control, deliberate bursts and want something with a little bit more punch to it, then the Defender may be the right weapon for you. Both weapons are good against the softer enemies with little to no armor, while against medium armor it will struggle unless you do damage against their weak points. Of course, this is common knowledge when using weapons with light penetration. You also have to be careful with how much reserves you have, as both weapons can burn through ammo fairly quickly when breaches do occur. It's best you always bring a special stratagem weapon with you that can be relied on when your main primary ammo is nearly out of order. So with everything said and done, which one is generally the best? Well, there's no definitive answer, as it all comes down to your playstyle and mission needs. Like I said, comparing this to the Knight will be a much more better choice, but we don't have that option at the moment. If you're fast moving, aggressive HellDiver who need to clear rooms or mow down enemies on the run, then the STA-11 SMG is your best choice. With its fire rate, magazine size and relative bullet hose design, it's great against enemies who swarm and attack players in large numbers. I would recommend pairing this up with a light armor set for the fast mobility, and then pair this up with the Arc Thrower or Stalwart heavy machine gun as a backup weapon in case you fully run out of ammo. The new armor set you can get for the new warbond is actually probably the best one to go with, since it actually gives you an increased weapon reload and also gives you extra ammo as well. This way, you can keep the pressure up when fighting, but also be able to fight back if things get dire. On the other hand, if you prefer precision and want a weapon that can handle a wider variety of threats, especially those who are more slightly resilient, then the Defender SMG has got your back. Unlike the Star, you shouldn't be running out of ammo too quickly with this one, since it will fire a bit more slower. With the slightly more damage increase it gets, it also means you have less shots needed to take out most enemies, which is a pro when taking this into the higher difficulties, if you wish. So there we have it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you have any thoughts on the content or generally like what was shown, then please leave a comment, a like and subscribe for more future stuff. It was great seeing you again, HellDivers, and I hope to see you again soon.